So today we're flying an aircraft that brought with it a new era, so to speak, for United's short and medium haul offering. It's also this very aircraft, or specifically variations of it, that will redefine United's transcontinental and transatlantic endeavors in the years to come. Of course, I'm talking about none other than the Airbus A321neo, which we're flying today from Newark, New Jersey, back to Chicago O'Hare. Good morning from Newark's Terminal A, which opened back in 2023, so unfortunately I can't say brand new anymore, but it really still feels like it opened up just yesterday. The new Terminal A was a $2.7 billion project that began in 2017. It features 33 gates across 1 million square feet. It's my first time here, and immediately the first thing I noticed compared to the older terminals is just how much more open it feels, not to mention an abundance of natural light. There's also no shortage of food and retail options, and while we are quick to question Skytrax and its ratings, they did rate the new Terminal A 5 stars, and also called it the best new airport terminal in the world. Now that might be a stretch, but let me know what you think. The new Terminal A replaces the previous 1973 era structure, which still stands today, albeit completely empty. But with Terminal B's renovation coming soon as part of Newark Airport's transformation, these old buildings will be torn down in the coming years. Now, I don't know if this is present in the other terminals, but I really loved the flight information displays here that not only show the flight number, destination, gate, etc., but also the tail logos of all the airlines. And United 1525 is our flight to Chicago this morning. United took delivery of its first A321neo in late 2023, and while this is my first time flying it, it's not my first time on board one. Back in September 2024, one of these aircraft visited my hometown airport in Champaign, Illinois, chartered by the Kansas University football team for their game against Illinois. Thankfully, Kansas lost, but the point I'm trying to make here is that the crew were gracious enough to allow me on board and even visit the flight deck. Now, I didn't take many pictures on board out of respect, but that's just a crazy little story. I mean, who would have thought that my first time on one of United's newest planes would be at my tiny hometown airport? Now, United's current A321neos seat 200 passengers, and with such a high-density configuration, they largely fly between hubs alongside flights to high-demand leisure cities. United currently has 64 of these neos, with 89 more on the way. But not much longer from now, literally this coming summer, United will take delivery of its first of 50 A321neos dedicated to transcontinental services like Newark to San Francisco. These aircraft will have their own unique branding called Coastliner, and will even carry a special livery by the looks of it. But that's not all. Also expected later in 2026 is United's first of 50 A321XLRs, which are basically A321neos that can fly long haul. These will take over transatlantic services from East Coast hubs like Newark and Washington Dulles, and will eventually replace the 757-200s.
Yeah, look at the plane.
United Airlines Flight 24.
Already taking up a lot of space.
Soon enough, it was time for boarding, and each gate in the new Terminal A has displays showing both the flight and destination, which are super cool. United's A321neo features seatback entertainment at every seat, which will be the standard across all of United's narrow-body aircraft in the years to come. The seats themselves are identical to the rest of the mainline fleet, and they're comfortable enough for this 2-hour flight. The screens on the Neos themselves are the biggest ones you'll find on United's mainline narrow-body aircraft, at least to my knowledge. They're fully touchscreen and also feature USB-A and C charging. Otherwise, the seats are pretty standard, and the legroom is just fine as well.
If the doors are opened in an emergency, slide rafts will automatically inflate. In a water landing, slide rafts detach from the aircraft and serve as life rafts. You'll also find a life raft compartments above the window exits. In a water landing, do not use the window exits unless advised by a crew member. All 8 exits are marked with As you locate the two exits nearest your seat, remember, they may be behind you.
welcome to Chicago, and with that, I have to say United's A321neo is nice. It's high-tech, it's comfortable. It's not anything extraordinary, of course, not that I was expecting anything like that, but I will say, while I didn't get any shots of the ceiling, the A321neo has some really cool ceiling lights that I imagine make the cabin feel a lot more welcoming and comfortable on nighttime flights, so hopefully we'll get to fly this on a red-eye sometime. Otherwise, there's a lot to love about the A321neo apart from the fact that it's replacing the 757, but from a passenger standpoint, it's a nice plane. So as we park at the gate here in Chicago, thanks so much for joining me today, and while this trip may be over, there's some really exciting stuff coming soon after, so stay tuned. Until then, I've got a connecting flight to catch, so I'll end the video here. Thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take care, and see you soon.